Philana, thank you so much for joining the conversation today. I'd like to start off by introducing you, Philana Bouvier, the president of Demeine Estates. So amazing to have you here today, and thank you for joining.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here today.
Well, we've just engaged in a really, really exciting partnership, and we wanted to take this opportunity to introduce the story, the mission, and the vision of Demeine Estates to our industry and potential talent in the market.
Thank you so much. Well, we're so excited to not only be partnered with ForceBrands, and I want to give a big hello and aloha to Josh Wan, who is a dear friend and putting us together. And obviously we've worked with ForceBrands before in the past, and you all are just so best in class. So we're excited to have you help us in our recruitment efforts with Demeine Estates.
Well, it's our pleasure, but this conversation is not about us. It is about you. And with that said, let's kick it off with a little icebreaker. So, Philana, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday. Which bottle within the Demeine Estates portfolio are you uncorking?
It will be the Le Grand Haas Blanc de Blanc champagne, which is a beautiful bottle of champagne. It's got great balance. It's just such a delicious bottle of champagne, and we're very, very proud to represent such a fantastic producer in Le Grand Haas.
It sounds beautiful, and I can't wait to try it. So, getting into a little bit more about Demeine Estates and the company, what would you say sets Demeine Estates apart as a company in the premium wine space, and how is the portfolio different than others?
So Demeine Estates is a compelling option for luxury wines that are getting lost in larger import portfolios. So we work with a very strong wholesale network to really bring and highlight undiscovered gems in the world to the world of fine wine. And our portfolio is not only made up of the world's greatest Cabernets from Napa Valley. We're also producers. We work with the Lawrence Wine Estates, which is the 5th largest landowner in Napa, producing some of the best Cabernets in the world, as I mentioned, but then also an import portfolio that is rounded out with, we have France and Italy, more to come with those two countries, but we have a beautiful champagne with Le Grand Haas, with the Matsei family, Chianti, a super Tuscan with the Siepe line. We have Domaine de Monti. We have a beautiful winery from Santa Barbara, actually, Racine, which is a project of Etienne de Monti. La Chablisienne, which is some of the greatest Chablis you will ever have. It's delicious, and it's also in stock, which is very important. It's very hard to get Chablis at a premium price point that's actually in stock and available, which is something that we're very proud of, because it's just so great to have those wines in the summertime. And for us, being able to have an import portfolio that is made up of people that are passionate about fine wine. We care about what's in our glass, and we care about how we sell it.
I guess the big question is, you have this amazing portfolio. What does the future look like for the portfolio, and how are you expanding it if there are plans for expansion?
There's absolutely plans for expansion, because we want to continue to represent the best producers in every region. So that is part of our growth strategy, is to represent high luxury producers and also wines that we enjoy to drink. My SVP of sales, I was just on the phone with him just earlier, and he actually said it best, Andrew Dietz. And, we're a group of very passionate individuals that care about what's in our glass and also care about what we sell. So we will continue to drive forward and represent some of the best producers. So there's more to come with that. Our strategy obviously is focused on Western Europe, so more in France and Italy. And we have some surprises coming along the way too. So, which is one of the reasons why we are growing and hiring more people. It's so important to be part of this build that we're doing, because there is actually more coming. But it's all a fantastic mix of just a really interesting set of beautiful wines that are heritage, that are about legacy, and also that represent just history.
I'm absolutely in love with the portfolio and can't wait to see what's in store next. How would you describe the culture that has been created and that you're building? And what's the mission of Demeine Estates?
We're very fast paced, high energy, as my
We can
team
tell.
We actually look beyond the resume when it comes to hiring. What sets Demeine apart is we look for producer partners that are not only the standard in the business, but yet have exceptional quality. And we're not following industry trends. We actually set trends. Our company was founded by, one of the most amazing leaders, Carlton McCoy, my CEO, master sommelier, and also the Lawrence family. And we are built upon the great estates of the United States, of course, especially here in Napa, and soon to be representing great estates from around the world. And we're able to provide a very high level of services to our partners. And why do people want to work with us? We are believers in self-starters. You have to be a self-starter. We have a very entrepreneurial mindset. We genuinely believe in inclusivity at the top down. And by nature, if you think about the leadership of our organization, it's extremely diverse. We are a company of builders. We're not maintainers. So to come work with Demeine Estates, you're actually building a culture with us. And we want high performers. We need high energy. And a lot of that is the DNA of not only our leadership team, and some of it is probably myself, because I came, if you think about how a career is built, you have to have diligence and you have to have focus. But most importantly, you have to have support and the support of an organization to get you to where you need to go. And it's true, you got to go from good to great. And we believe in that. This company has experienced in a very short amount of time, triple-digit growth, and we are not stopping. And that's what's exciting about it. And so if someone is looking for a career where they can actually affect change and not work in such a large organization where you feel like you can't affect change, then Demeine Estates is actually the place for you, because we're building something very special. We are the most dynamic import company right now, and we will be. We will continue that path. And it's as I always say to the teams, we're only just beginning. So it's important that everyone is on board, but we also want to make sure, how can we get them on board? What do they need to be successful to be on board, and then to stay on board and to feel that energy? And, life is, it always throws a lot of twists and turns your way. So you want to make sure that when you come to work, we want to make sure it's one of the most thriving and really just positive places to be. And that's very important to us.
Hiring top talent, as you know, is key to building any successful and scalable business. How would you describe what top talent looks like from your perspective?
Top strategic talent to me looks like someone innovative, energetic, a team player, and also someone who listens. We are really always looking beyond the resume and looking at the holistic person. So we want high performance from the top talent, but someone who is also going to bring soft skills to the role. And there's so much about the work that we do, and our success is really based on relationships. So you can only have great relationships if you listen. And it's a skill that doesn't immediately show up on a resume.
From a sales perspective, are there any core skills that really complement what you're looking to bring into the team?
Diligence. You have to have diligence. Selling high-end luxury fine wine is difficult. When you're selling a price point where the average FOB is $500 a case, it is not easy. And so it's really important that the person coming into the role, especially when we look at salespeople, is you have to have diligence, fortitude, and you have to be able to get through challenges easy. You have to be able to problem solve on the spot and be flexible and be nimble. And those are the skills that we look for. And on top of just also being a great relationship person and having high integrity. I am a salesperson by nature. I love sales. If I could do it for the rest of my life, I would. It's something that is such a fantastic skill set. And everyone sells differently. People don't have to sell the same way. And it's really about connecting the dots and getting to that end result and getting people to say yes. That's the job, is to get people to say yes and to be able to place our wines at some of the best restaurants in the world and on some of the best, shelves, in stores and restaurants. But it's selling wine at a high level, and I will say this again, is not easy. It's very easy to sell inexpensive wine. It is difficult to sell fine wine. It is two completely different skill sets. And what we're proud of at Demeine is that we do it extremely well. We understand high price points and premium price points and repositioning of our portfolio. And we understand how to market those wines in a very high level way. And so people that are coming into these sales roles have to be able to take those resources and really build something from there. So that to me is what's so fun about the role. And again, it takes a lot of hard work and it's also not easy, but it's a lot of fun.
So for years, you've been very heavily involved in being a huge champion within the diversity, equity, inclusion space within our industry. How is Demeine making a positive impact, and what are some of your key focal points as it relates to social responsibility and diversity, equity, and inclusion?
While others retroactively work to increase diversity, Demeine Estates is built on it. And I think a lot of the work has been done obviously early on in my career. It's something when you're growing up in the wine business as really one of the only women in wholesale, you immediately, it's something that's extremely personal to me by nature. And so there's been we have an initiative here that we started called Dream It, Live It. It's an initiative where we use our industry connections to provide unique opportunities for minority-owned businesses and organizations that are dedicated to making change. And we're very proud of the Dream It, Live It initiative. It's been extremely successful because we work with minority-owned businesses to help build out what they're doing as far as their mission and helping building out a successful business. And they are given a set of resources and also our team to work with the team and a company that understands that together we're going to partner and do something very special together. And that's what Dream It, Live It is about. We also help build community by introducing everyone to one another. So much about diversity or the lack of diversity is also the lack of access. You have to have access to people and you have to have a seat at the table. This is something that is not only is very important, but also I'm very passionate about, because when you're building a business and you're running a small business as an entrepreneur, there's two things you need. One, you need support, both mentally and also financially. But two, you need to be able to have access to people. And so for me, when I meet with, our Dream It, Live It team members and the people that are working with us to increase diversity, it's about breaking down those barriers and making sure they have complete access. That's first and foremost. My Rolodex is their Rolodex. Demeine Estates is also a committed partner of the Roots Fund, which was Carlton McCoy, my CEO, is a co-founder of. And it's a nonprofit that opens doors for the BIPOC community in wine, with also financial support, educational scholarships, wine education, mentorship, and job placement. And, it's really rewarding to be around Carlton and to see the work that he's done with Roots Fund and how much they've done together. It's phenomenal what that organization has done, and it's being led by Kimmy DeVos, and she's just a rock star. And of course, how do we show up? What's important for us is we're committed to inspiring thoughtful discussions to advance social change and progress, building resilience and fortitude and confidence within our communities when it comes to diversity. You have to have the conversation, and you have to have the courage to have those conversations with everybody. It is also our goal always to create a team environment that honors different perspectives, ideas, and everyone feels valued. So we aim to set the example with our peers and provide fairness and respect and equal opportunity. And then, of course, lastly, we support other DEI businesses. It's not just about what we're doing here with Dream It, Live It, but we also support Lift Collective, which is led by Rania Zaya, which is a dear friend of mine. And she's been in the DEI space and she's just a fantastic human to be around. And we want to be part of that dynamic circle of change, because we can't just do it by ourselves. You have to go beyond the walls as well.
You are certainly making a huge impact on the industry, and we appreciate everything that you're doing. And with that, I just want to thank you so much, Philana. It was great to learn more about Demeine Estates and you and everything that you're doing within the community. And we're excited to continue to work together and find some amazing talent.
Absolutely. Thank you for helping us build our team. We're so excited, and I look forward to meeting all the candidates out there And sky's the limit. We're so excited. Thank you for the time, Rachel. It means the world.
Thanks, Philana.